1782, the English inhabited the castle, or the government troops, and once again the Jacobites were coming down the Great Glen, and the English didn't want the Jacobites to have the castle, so they blew it up. And that's mostly what the condition is in today. In 1715, we had a big storm here, down here, and the Grand Tower.
Chẳng hơn. Có cái đeo với chả.
Mệt quá, mệt quá.
Đứng lại ở đúng cái chỗ.
And then up until 1980 it was a courthouse and a police station. So it's had quite a few uses over the years. Now if you just look out to your right, the old stone-clad building, once we get past this bus, you'll see the Rose Street Foundry and Engineering Company Limited. That used to be the head offices for the foundry that was directly next to the bus station until the late 70s. They mainly constructed things like bridges, pipes, manhole covers, various other iron workings. Just as we come down onto Friars Lane, to your left is Leaky Second-Hand Bookshop. Used to be the Gaelic Church in Inverness. And then on the hill to our left is the old High Church of St Stephen's Church. There's been a building on that site since 360 AD. But the church has been there since 500 AD. And the tower itself was built in 1300. That's one of the bridges that was built at the foundry. There's quite a few of them along the River Ness. Now the River Ness itself is one of the shortest rivers in Scotland, only runs 7 miles. It runs from Loch Ness into the Beely Firth.
Sông Ness này là có 7 dặm thôi.
Yeah.
Chạy từ Hồ Ness.
And directly in front of us is Inverness
7
Castle.
dặm.
So relatively new building as history goes. It was built in the 1800s. It's not a castle in the classic sense. It was actually
Mai
3 giờ 2 lần 2 lần.
Đây là 2 lần. Đây là 2 lần.
We're just going to be travelling now the opposite side of the River Ness. And on your corner there's the Rockpool and Prime restaurants. The better restaurants in Inverness. Like a lot of better restaurants. They'll fill your stomach but empty your pocket. They're not cheap, but the food is very nice. So breathe in. And just as we come round the bend of the road, if people haven't seen it already, is Inverness Cathedral. Now when the cathedral was completed, they actually ran out of money. So as you can see, that they never put spires on top. It's one of the few cathedrals that should have spires and never got them. And just further along to the right is Eden Court Theatre, with the old Bishop's Palace for the cathedral on the right hand side. As we travel past another suspension footbridge that was built at the foundry. The town I grew up in, Thành, just to the north of Inverness. That's one of the bridges as well. Every town or city seems to have an interesting or controversial art installation. That's Inverness's. It's called the Gathering Place, as I like to call it, the Bridge to Nowhere. Now just over to our right now is Back Park. It's one of the main recreational areas of Inverness. Just see over there, there's a grandstand for the main shinty pit left hand side. And if we were to go further along, which we won't be able to do today, there's the park as well.
Ôi, đẹp thế. Bên này hồ nước đẹp lắm. Có lúc nó vướng tảng đá, nước nó trôi đẹp.
Yeah, the Minute Railway, if you were to go straight ahead and down to your left, is actually just over the other side of that tree line. As we just come around, we're going to Inverness side string to the left, and directly ahead is swimming pools in Inverness, so and Aqueduct. Again, it's got other activities you can do it as well, like there's a weight gym, badminton, tennis, so on and so forth. Now just going to be going on to the A82, which is the main road between Inverness and Fort William. The road itself travels through the Great Glen, which we won't see much of today, I'm afraid, because of this low cloud. You may see a little bit. Through the Great Glen travels Caledonian Canal, which we're soon to cross. Opened in 1820. The main supervising engineer was Sir Thomas Telford. Took about 20 years to complete. However, when it was completed, it wasn't wide enough for the newer cargo ships that were going to traverse it. So it had a very short career actually transporting any goods. The main reason they built it so ships didn't have to go over the top of Scotland. The seas are quite treacherous at the top. So again, they had to go back doing that again. At this point, I normally mention about King Brood, the king of the Picts, who St. Columba came up to convert to Christianity, and his fort's on top of the hill on the right hand side, but we can't see it today. Use your imagination, it's about just to the right now. Now what we'll do when we get to Dockart, because we're less than a mile away, is I'll park the coat line to Urquhart Castle that's sort of all burned off. It was a bit like this, yes. I don't know if anyone was here yesterday. Yeah, it was a bit like this in the morning, and then it just, within half an hour, it just all went. If you just wait next to the coach, and then once everyone's off, I'll walk you down to the boat. Enjoy your cruise.
Đây rồi à?
Trùng cao. Đây có bò này. Bây giờ hai lên cao à? Hai lên Úc à? Đấy, có bò này.
Bò sắt đây.
Nhưng mà
may nhỉ? Chuyến đi này mình may nhỉ?
vội tí vội vàng.
Vội cả. Cái tòa nhà kia đẹp không? Tôi chả biết đi bằng xe gì đấy.
Cái gì bác là gì? Không biết. Mong chờ trở về à? Hay là cẩn thận lưng?
con nhìn thấy này, nhìn thì nhìn thấy nhưng cũng không thích điện. Xếp hàng lên tàu. Đây là chúng tôi.
Phần tắc à? Cái bồi này.
Vẫn khởi nghĩa.
Còn khởi nghĩa.
Nếu mà thắng thì là khởi nghĩa. Thua thì là gì?
Đổi lời rồi lại.
Nó cười ấy.
Please listen carefully to the following announcement. It is for your safety and well-being on board. In the main saloon, please note the normal exits. There are also emergency exits on either side of the vessel. The ship has a life jacket for everyone on board. They are adjustable to most sizes. We also have life jackets dedicated to large persons and small children. They are stowed around the ship in chests. Please do not interfere with them. Any emergency will be signalled by 7 short and 1 long blast on the ship's whistle. Please do not stand on the railings or seats, and for the comfort of your fellow passengers, avoid running about and keep opening and shutting the doors to a minimum. Do take care of the environment and place all garbage in the bins provided. Please do not throw anything overboard. Normal licensing laws apply, but remember, there are special dangers on board ship, so consume alcohol in moderation. Thank you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Jacobite Cruises. Just like the safety announcement says, there on behalf of the crew and our crew today, we have Gordon up the wheelhouse, he's our skipper, and then we have Jamie, we have Andrew working behind the line. They really are our top team. And then my name's John, and I'm your guide. Well, it depends if you get off the castle or not. If you get off the castle, you guide for the next hour. If you're on a round trip, you guide for the next 2 hours. So, but anyway, like I say, welcome to Jacobite's Cruises on this lovely morning, and I think the sun is due to poke out. It's got a bit of power at this moment in time, so hopefully the sun will make an appearance when we get down on this place. Now, when we start this tour, like so when we always talk about this like so the tour, we talk about what we think people come up with now in the first place, is that if the shipping has to go over the north coast of Scotland through past Cape Bradford and up through the fairly rough seas, where the salmon trout, like the people in front of us are, I think, on the left hand side of the boat.
Hai con vịt này.
You have to have a
Hình
permit.
như hai ngọ.
You have to do a short flight.
Đẹp không? Trông không khác gì hai cái thuyền.
Big salmon trout are really
It's
one of Europe's shortest rivers, and Inver stands for the Mount of, so in Gaelic, So really, Inverness stands for the mouth of the River Ness. And if you've been into Inverness, you may have gone over
Như là đập nhỉ?
originally Keswick Bridge is one of the first multi-paved bridges to build.
Con thấy nước nó chảy sang bên kia hoàn toàn đấy chứ.
And it's also, occasionally we have bad weather up here in the north coast of Scotland, so it's storm proof.
Ôi, còn mấy con chó ở đây nữa.
We're on a fault line, so the easy transfer.
Cái này hay nhỉ? Phẳng. Cái này thằng tí bên kia.
Đấy. Đẹp quá. Cảnh này đẹp quá.
Now, we always wave. In Scotland, we always wave, so it's always friendly to wave. And that's the road that joins Fort William and Inverness as well, and it's a very popular road at this time of year, by any time of year really, so just be careful if you're driving. Now what we do is we would point out things of interest as we move down through the canal. And the first thing of interest and worth getting your cameras out for are just coming up on the road. Something we talked about was why do people come here to Scotland? And then, I don't know what it's like going down there this morning, but Loch Ness is very spectacular as you go down there. Now, when I say get your cameras out and take pictures, that comes with a warning. The warning is Ness, our most famous resident, has enough cameras, has enough phones, has enough tablets to last for a lifetime. Make sure you keep hold of yours because she doesn't want any more. On the right hand side is the Bona Lighthouse. The Bona Lighthouse used to be the smallest inhabited lighthouse in the UK. It's that little white building there. And there's something special about that little white building is as we go around the front, there's a bay window with a chimney on top of it. And the reason for that is that when they first built the lighthouse back in 1822, which was Thomas Telford designed again, the lighthouse keeper used to light a paraffin lamp in there to guide the ships into the canal. And would you believe the paraffin, they found that was poisoning the lighthouse keeper. So they built a chimney and put a chimney on top, and that's now a listed part of the building on the little bay window on the front of the lighthouse there. Now, they didn't get many applicants to jobs obviously later when they were poisoning their lighthouse keepers, so they moved it outside to the wooden pole, and you can see it's obviously electric outside. So that was built also in 1822 to guide boats into the Caledonian Canal as we enter into the top end of this turrets there, and it's got flags all flying on the turrets there. It's back in the 16th century it made an airhouse, and it's now the only inhabited bathroom on the rock. Beautiful building.
Hay biển rồi, nhà có lại ra biển không? Thế à?
Hồ đâu có nối được biển.
Wow. Hồ biển sông ấy hồ. Ôi, hồ này ấy thế à? Rộng thế à? Họ đi đâu? Các ngôi nhà thì chìm hết trong sương. Thôi đủ rồi.
And it's not Scotland's deepest. Look, I'm not on what a plan and a place to hide.
Tính ra là 40 cây số à? Chiều dài 40 cây quá.
Very, very deep. What a great place to hide.
Ngoài đó thì thon
Our most famous resident
nó dài.
wasn't first
Nó
reported.
hình như là thoi.
Nessie was first reported in London, but there's a difference to hunt the monsters as well. It's the beach there, with the walk on and walk around it, no doubt it's nice. But that's not what Dawes is famous for. Dawes is famous for the gentleman called Steve Skelton. Steve Skelton is the national outside. He was 70 years old, so I feel with the highest problem with his parents on holiday. And he got the
Này, con này mẹ vô lại rồi. Làm trong bờ xương đây.
Well, the number one question that I've seen on the boat coming with is, am I treated on that? And that answer to that question is, no, I haven't. The number two question is, when was the last time that Nessie was retrieved? There have been 5. The first one was on the 12th of April, when a young girl was up with holiday with Bailey, and she took a picture of something unusual in the lock. And last one I could say was on the 26th of August.
Mây rất lớn này.
Had a big
Nhìn thấy đỉnh này.
weekend where there was a big hunt, the biggest hunt in 50 years. But on the way back, a gentleman took a picture of something on the back of the boat and reported it was an official sighting. That there is a little Gary Gemmell who looks like it. Visitors per year. As you look at it, you can see that it's built in 2 halves actually, where the square bit in the middle, you've got some steps coming past the castle, and then we'll come back round. So you'll probably get the best views on the left-hand side of the boat. So, or the port, as you know it.